Well, it's picture perfect skies here at Leo Pickney Field at Falcon Park as the Auburn Doubledays are looking to get themselves right back on track after dropping Game 2 yesterday. Final score of that was 13-2 against the Niagara Power. The Doubledays are looking to take Game 3 of their opening weekend series as they take on the Elmira Pioneers. Hello everybody, Trevor Curl here. We're back up in the booth here inside Falcon Park, taking a look at this Doubledays roster. There's a lot of good things to be said about it as they look to bounce back. And let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Pioneers, it'll be leading off will be the left fielder in Matt Grinnell. Batting second will be the center fielder in Weston Greenbrick. Batting third will be the third baseman in Ray Hernandez. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter in Aiden Blake. Batting fifth will be the shortstop in Blaze Fido. Batting sixth will be the extra hitter and pitcher for tonight, Griffin Ystripski. Batting seventh will be the right fielder in Spencer Aubin. Batting eighth will be the first baseman in Jake Keller. Batting ninth will be the second baseman in Christian Zilli. And rounding out the order, batting 10th is the backstop in Brody Berstein. And now let's take a look at the starting line for the Auburn Doubledays as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the shortstop from University of Northern Colorado, Carson Gross. Batting second will be the extra hitter from Cayuga, Hazel Martinez. Batting third will be the center fielder from Brookdale, Christian Bauman. Batting fourth will be the catcher in Bobby Stang out of Southern Georgia. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter from Pitt, Johnstown, Garrett Prosper. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, A.J. Wenrich from Georgia Southern. Batting seventh will be the left fielder, Christian Malillo out of Southwestern. Batting eighth will be the first baseman, Hal Walker Jr. out of Hiram College. Batting ninth will be the second baseman from Villanova, Michael Woolley. Batting 10th, rounding out the order from Clarkston, James Mason. Let's take a look at the starting pitching matchups here for tonight. First, for your home Auburn Doubledays, it will be Sam Huff. As we take a look at the right-hander getting his first start here in the 2023 summer. He was on the roster back in 2021 for a short stint, but he's making a full stint here. Coming out of Bates College, the Dobb Ferry, New York native made 10 appearances this year in 35 and a third innings pitched. Gave up 41 hits, gave up 26 runs, 22 were earned, scoring an ERA of 5.60. Gave up 3 home runs, opponents hitting .280. He went 2-2 with 1 save in his season with the Bobcats. And then on the mound on the other side will be Griffin Yashinsky. He's also doing the extra hitting, so we'll see him play both sides of the baseball. And his 2023 season looked a little something like this. In 17 and 2/3 innings pitched, he gave up 14 hits, 10 runs, 8 of them were earned. He walked 13, struck out 17, gave up 1 double, 1 long ball, and had 3 wins on the year. Well, both pitchers, their lineup does state that they were mostly coming out of the bullpen for Huff this year. He has a little more of a hybrid experience, both as a starter and as a reliever. He did have a couple of complete games this season. And for Yashinsky, it's a little bit different on the other side. Being a two-way batter, he will be pitching for the Pioneers, and then he will also be doing the hitting out. Well, it's sunshine and baseball here at Falcon Park, and we will bring you action. First pitch coming up next here on the Doubledays Sports Network. And the Doubledays have taken the field. They are in their home white, and the Elmira Pioneers are in their road blues and grays. As we'll take a look here at Sam Huff on the mound for the Doubledays. It will be the right-hander out of Dobbs Ferry, New York, out of Bates College. Let's see what he takes a look at. He's got a fastball, curveball, and a changeup. That curveball will back up against left-handed batters, and the changeup is his best pitch, and what he says is his out pitch. You will see that a lot. 2 strike counts when he wants swing and miss, or he needs anything on the ground for a double play. And let's take a look at the defense that will go behind Huff as we go from left to right. Christian Melillo out in left field. Christian Bauman in center. A.J. Wenrich out in right. James Mason at third. Carson Gross and Michael Woolley up the middle. Hal Walker Jr. over at first. And the battery for tonight, catching for Huff, is Bobby Stang. Well, the Doubledays, as we mentioned, dropped game 2 of the season. Won game 1 out in Geneva. That was a blowout by a final score of 14-2, as dropped a tough one at home 13-2. Last week, Matt Grano takes his stride into the right-hander's batter's box. As Huff on the mound in the windup gets his look in from Seng. As the home plate umpire puts the ball in play, Huff from the behind kicks and deals, and the first pitch is a fastball at the top of the zone and a swing and a miss. And we are underway. Clear blue skies here inside Falcon Park, a cool 66 degrees, and that will only start to get a little colder as the evening rolls along, as the 0-1 is upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Decent crowd here on hand here in the second home game of the season, as the 1-1 is a fastball that runs off the inside corner, taken for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, for Auburn, it will be their last game here for a couple of days, 2 days off before one more on Wednesday, as that will be a home game, as the 2-1 fastball runs right off the outside corner for ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike to the Pioneers leadoff man. Batavia comes to town on Wednesday night to complete the homestand, as the 3-1 jam shot into shallow right field, and it will fall in for a base hit in front of Wenrich. And just like that, the Pioneers have their first base runner aboard to lead off the ball game, and that will bring up Westing Gingrich. That was a common theme here for both games. Doubledays pitchers could not leave the leadoff man off base, as Huff right away onto the stretch side. He takes Ray onto the third base side of the rubber. Left-hander digs in. The first pitch is a fastball that runs off the outside corner, taken for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Throwing strikes, Ben Julian really harping that to his pitching staff after last night's ball game. Guys are struggling to find their zone, especially in the later stages, as the 1-0 pitch is a fastball that just misses the outside corner once again. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Getting ahead early, key to the game. It showed last night, Niagara hitters were really aggressive and really patient as well, as the 2-0 is a swing and a miss running up the stairs above the hands. 2 balls and a strike to Gingrich. Outfield playing a little more back. Melillo, the left fielder, shifting a little more into the left-hand bat. Coincidentally, A.J. Wenrich starting to play a little more deeper to the left-handers. Couple of looks from Huff. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to Gross. He's got it. Taylor-made over to Woolley for 1. The relay on the first is not in time. Gingrich able to hustle out a fielder's choice, so he stays at first. We have 1 away here in the top half of the second. Rather, the top half of the first inning. That will bring up the third baseman in Ray Hernandez. Huff back on the rubber on the third base side. Good lead over at first by Gingrich. Hernandez, a left-hander, standing tall. Couple of looks in. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Misses upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Beautiful weekend to open up the season, as the line drive sent foul out of play down the third base side. Count evens up at 1. Good weather, warm weather all week, though that's starting to cool off here as we take a look at our first 60-degree day in what seems like almost 2 weeks. Good lead over at first. Up with a couple of peaks over. Long pause at the belt. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line drive into left center field. Melillo giving chase, six out the webbing and makes the catch. Retreating back to the bag is Gingrich. He'll be there standing. Throw will go into Woolley. Long running catch by Christian Melillo, and there are two away now to bring up Aiden Blake. Well, 2 outs here after the leadoff single. As Huff's starting to settle in here. First start of the season. Normally he's pitching out of the bullpen, but as we mentioned, he does come in to start every once in a while for the Bobcats. As there goes the runner. Pitch is taken for a called strike. A little bobble by Stang. Couldn't hang on to the breaking ball. So a called strike one and a stolen base by Weston Gingrich. Put a runner in scoring position here in the early going. Huff comes set, takes a look over at second. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball sent right back to the screen foul, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Wind staying relatively calm today. Last night it was really swirling, blowing in from left field. It was doing that earlier while Elmira was taking batting practice, but now the wind has settled. Big break at second. There's the pitch. Swing a line drive out into deep right center field. And that ball is getting down, and it will hop over the wall for an automatic double. So the Pioneers take an early 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first inning. They strike first, and that will bring up Blaze Fadio, the shortstop. Huff could not keep that man off second base. He was running right as he lifted his leg, so he was going to pretty much walk home. Still 2 away here in the top half of the first inning as the first pitch breaking ball misses downstairs and low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Huff gets his sign from Stang. He comes set at the belt, takes a look over at second. Quick pitching on the way, swing and a miss. Fastball runs right off that outside corner. That's what Huff has been doing. We saw a little bit in the Earn squad, taking a little second off his normal pause and just goes right back to the mound, really trying to keep hitters and the runners off time. Couple of peaks over. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball missing just low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. So 1-run double by Aiden Blake stands at second base as the Elmira lead. Quick pitch once again from Huff. Swing and a miss. Really keeping those hitters off balance, and that sends Fadio to have a word with the home plate umpire to say it might have been a quick pitch, as long as he just comes set for 1 second. Huff leaning in, gets his sign from Stang. He comes set, takes a look over at second. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball missing down low in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on the Elmira shortstop. Well, if it does get to him, Yastrzemski, the pitcher and extra hitter, will await on deck. Huff comes set. Taking a couple of looks over to walk the runner back. Here's the payoff pitch on the way, swinging a line drive sent foul down the first base side out of play for a souvenir. Good crowd on hand here for a scheduled giveaway. All the fans coming into the ballpark got to take home their very own Auburn Doubledays personalized schedule. Here's the payoff pitch, swinging another foul ball sent right back over our heads out of play. And the count still stays full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Doubledays looking to keep this one right where it is to go into the bottom of the first inning, only chasing a run. Huff comes set at the belt. Couple of looks over at second. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside corner gets him swinging, and that will retire the side. Oh, but the Pioneers strike first. They lead this thing 1-0 going into the bottom half of the first inning. We'll be right back here on the Doubledays Sports Network. And let's take a look here at the Doubleday starting lineup as announced by skipper Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the shortstop Carson Gross, batting second, the extra hitter, and Hazel Martinez batting third. The center fielder and Christian Bauman batting fourth. The catcher and Bobby Stang batting fifth. Will be the designated hitter and Garrett Prosper batting sixth. Will be the right fielder and AJ Wenrich batting seventh. Will be the left fielder Christian Malillo batting eighth. Will be the first baseman Hal Walker Jr. batting ninth. Will be the second baseman Michael Woolley and batting 10th. Rounding off the order will be the third baseman in James Mason. They are going to be facing a two-way player on the mound. That's right, Griffin Yastrzemski, he is doing both the pitching and doing the extra hitting, having a little more balance to this Elmira ball club. Does not have to deal with the Shohei Ohtani rule that has been in place just after last season. As Carson Gross makes his way into the left-hand batter's box. Kid out of Folsom Lake, California, digging in out of the University of Northern Colorado, getting his first appearance here in a Doubledays uniform. Digs himself in, waving that black bat right above his left ear. As the first pitch coming from Yastrzemski is a fastball that just dots the outside corner at the knees for a called strike one. Back at it again, a swing and a miss, a good changeup from Yastrzemski, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Gross, pretty good season with the Bears. That 275, 32 hits, 7 doubles as he rips a base hit into right field. Rounding first, and there is speed aboard for the Doubledays, and that will bring up Hazel Martinez. Only a matter of time for a barrel to be placed by one of these Doubledays hitters. It was a struggle to get something going offensively last night. Only were able to score 2 runs thanks to Christian Malillo's 2-run double, or rather 2-run single. As Gross takes his lead over at first. Yastrzemski working from the first base side of the rubber as the first pitch to Martinez is fouled right back over our heads. No balls and a strike. Martinez so far this season, 3 for 8, 3 RBIs, a walk, and a strikeout. Got the start in both the home opener last night and opening day back on Friday in Geneva. Long pause. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball off the back foot. Evens up the count at 1. Martinez, one of the local talents here, college-wise at least, out of Queens, New York. Surprisingly, not a Mets fan. He roots for the boys in pinstripes as the throw over from Yastrzemski is a little high. Gross in back with a dot. Asked him, how are you a Yankees fan even though you're from Queens? Said, well, Dad's a Yankees fan, so, of course I will continue to root the Bronx Bombers as the 1-1 misses upstairs for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Out of Cayuga College here, plays all of his games right here at Falcon Park during the season. Shimsky comes set at the belt, takes a look over at Gross. Healthy lead over there at first. Here's the 2-1 missing outside for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. And now Martinez has a golden opportunity to put a little damage done. Leads pretty much most to all offensive categories for the Spartans this season. As a move over to first, Gross back in once again with a dive. Well, Martinez had himself a heck of an opening day, going 3 for 4 as another move back to the bag. Gross in there safely once again with a dive, keeping him busy. Gross shortens up his lead just a little bit more. Martinez ready, the pitch on the way, fastball taken off the plate away for ball 4. And runners move up 90 feet, first and second, with still nobody out, and that will bring up Christian Bauman, the center fielder, getting his first at-bat of the season. And what cannot be said about this guy that isn't on a resume? One of the better players coming out of the junior college level out of Brookdale Community College out in New Jersey. Coming set is Shimsky. The first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner taken. Bauman with a little quick peek back to the home plate umpire. Might not agree exactly with the call. Shimsky comes set, takes a look over at Gross. Here's the 0-1 outside, missing low and away for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1. Shimsky looking in at the sign coming from Burtonstein. He's taken a while to just get into the set position. And Bauman will step out and call time. Well, the resume from Bauman is a pretty lengthy one if you're ready. First team All-American, Region 19 Player of the Year, GSAC Player of the Year, first team All-Region, as the first 1-1 fastball is fouled back into the glove for a ball and 2 strikes. Player of the Year, first team All-Region, first team All-GSAC, and a Rawlings Gold Glove Award to go with it. The 1-2 is a swing and a ground ball to the second baseman. He's going to try and get second for 1, and that will be all. Zilli will get it. As a fielder's choice puts runners at the corners here with 1 away. And that will bring up Bobby Stang, the catcher. Well, Stang, it's been a little bit of a slower start for him. He went 1 for 5 on the road in Geneva. It's a good lead from Bauman. His first pitch to Stang's a fastball that splits the outside corner, and it's taken for a called strike 1. Gross aboard at first. He led off the inning with a single. It was a walk to Hazel Martinez. He was erased on the fielder's choice by Bauman. Short lead over there at first base. Quick pause. There goes the runner. Swinging a high fly ball sent deep out to left center field. Going back. It kicks off the base of the wall. Gross is in to score easy. Here comes Bauman rounding third. The throw, the play with a headlong slide. Not in time. Doubledays take the lead 2-1. Bobby Stang hits a ringing double off the base of the wall in left center field. And how about that for a welcome back to Falcon Park? One of the hardest ballparks to hit a ball out of. Stang got all of that one. A ringing double. 2 runs come across to score. 2-1 ball game. Gives the crowd here at Falcon Park something to cheer about early, as that will bring up Garrett Prosper. Here's the first pitch as a breaking ball misses the inside corner. So just like that, the Doubledays strike back after going down 1-0 in the top half. Prosper's been a little busy over the last couple of days, more with taking walks as a swing and not a foul tip, a swing and a miss, and it gets away from the catcher in Bartenstein. And Stang will move up 90 feet over to third base. So just like that, the Doubledays once again have a runner just on the verge of coming home, 90 feet away. Infield will play deep. Second baseman and the shortstop playing well back, almost on the outfield grass. Ball and a strike to Prosper, the left-hander. Downstairs and low for ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Prosper this season, 2 for 4, 4 walks, 2 RBIs, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit by a pitch. Shinshi comes set at the belt. Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball in the dirt, gets Prosper swinging over top of it, and the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. When it gets to him on deck, AJ Wenrich, the batter, due up next. Long pause over by Shinshi this time. The pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up. Looks like it's on the infield, giving room is Hernandez. He's by the Doubledays dugout. A little tardy, couldn't come up with it, and the ball hops over the net for a fan right behind the Auburn dugout. And we will do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the infield will reset. Hernandez lost his cap on the pursuit for that foul ball. Home plate umpire holding up everything, waiting for everybody else to come set. Puts the ball back in play. Shinshi, a couple of shakes from the head. Taking a long look from Bernstein. He gets his sign. He comes set. Prosper, the left-hander, waving the bat ready. The pitch on the way in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher. Here comes Stang in to score. Standing up. And just like that, the Doubledays get another run. It's now 3-2, 3-1. Good answer from the Doubledays here in the bottom half as the full count now to Prosper's a high pop-up on the infield. As it'll be the pitcher in Yastrzemski almost dropping that one as it falls into the palm of his hand. He's able to just keep the squeeze on it, and that will bring up Wenrich. Wenrich looking to get his first hit of the season. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game, struck out a couple of times. Has that right foot all the way in the back of the box as the first pitch is breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Breaking ball catches a little bit of the outside corner. Didn't look like it got him on the plate, but it just got enough as Wenrich is right back in the mound. He's ready to roll as the line drive into left field falls in for a base hit. Wenrich collects hit number 1 of 2023. And the Doubledays continue the offense, and that will bring up Christian Malillo. Well, Malillo last night was really the only offense for the Doubledays. 1 hit, and it was a 2-run single. Only run scored for Auburn against Niagara. Long pause. Here's the first pitch on the way in the dirt, taken as Bernstein looked like he was about to send a throw over to first base. Sends it right back to the pitcher, however. Ball, no strikes. Long bottom half of the first inning. Really a long first inning in general. Good lead over by Wenrich. There's the pitch on the way as that one clips the inner edge for a called strike 1. Ball and a strike even. Julian sending some signs over to Wenrich at first. Coming set. Taking a long pause. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss out in front of the breaking ball. Almost using the right hand just to see if he can foul anything off. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. If it gets to him, Hal Walker Jr. awaits on deck. Pause at the belt. Wenrich. Little walking lead. The pitch on the way. Swinging a little squibber. Actually hit off the foot foul. So we will do it again at a ball and 2 strikes as Little able to keep the at-bat alive using the top of his shoe. Plenty of sunshine overhead. Some of the crowd is able to be under the overhead shade. Ball and 2 strikes. Wenrich gets his lead at first. Takes a good jump. There he goes. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. No drop third strike, as that will retire the side. But the Doubledays do strike to answer back here in the bottom half of the first inning. They lead this one 3-1. Sam Huff back to work here in the top half of the second. Doubledays have a 3-1 lead. Thank you to Bobby Stang. And then he also brought himself in on a pass ball, as first pitch breaking ball missing down low and inside to Griffin Yastrzemski, the pitcher. Well, he has to quickly wipe that one off now as he's standing in the left-hand batter's box. Huff, big windup, comes in. Another breaking ball misses the inside corner, backing off Yastrzemski. Well, Huff delivers what is an old-school windup, takes the glove right over his head and delivers a pitch just like now. Here it comes, and a fastball catches the outside corner, gets himself back in the count at 2-1. Wind starting to blow in from left field as the flag right next to the scoreboard really starting to show its face, as a ground ball right to first base. Hal Walker Jr. will take it himself to the bag, and that is a 3 unassisted, 1 away here in the top half of the second. I'll bring up the right-handed hitting Spencer Aubin, the right fielder. Aubin sporting a very familiar number 42, as it is retired by the entire Major League Baseball for Jackie Robinson, the only number retired by the entire league. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Well, by the time the number was retired, there was only one player in baseball who still got to keep the number 42. As a long windup from Huff is a swing and a miss. A good slider gets Aubin hacking, and there's 0-2. Well, save time on the trivia, it was Mariano Rivera. Once he retired, number 42 was officially retired from Major League Baseball, as the 0-2 pitch is a bouncer in the dirt. Well, speaking of Rivera, the brother was playing here at Auburn back in the day. 1-2 is a ground ball up the middle. Good play by Gross. He's got it, sets his feet, fires a strike over across the base to Walker, and there are 2 away now. Well, 2 away now, and that will bring up Jake Keller. As Keller sings a stinger right back up the middle for a base hit, quickly hacking on the first pitch. Runner on first here with 2 away. Yeah, correction, it was Mariano Rivera's son who was a Doubledays baseball player. That was back in the 2015 season. Oh, 2 outs, 1 runner on. will bring up Christian Zilli, the second baseman. As a breaking ball sent in the air out to right center field. Going back on it is Bauman, still in retreat. He's there to put the squeeze on this one, and that will retire the side. Despite the hit, the Pioneers go quietly here in the top half of the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, one man left on. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Our score, the Doubledays leading 3-1. And we're back here at Falcon Park Doubledays, 3-1 lead as we're here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be 8, 9, and 10 due up in order as Hal Walker Jr. steps into the right-hander's batter's box as a first pitch off-speed pitch taken inside and low for ball one. One ball and no strikes. Shinsky back up to work on the rubber. As from the windup, here he comes as there's a foul ball sent out down the first base side out of play. Count evens up at 1. Doubledays 3 runs in the first inning if you're just joining us as Walker sends a line drive into right field with a headlong slide and making the catch. Spencer Auburn taking away a single from Hal Walker Jr. And that will bring up Michael Woolley. Oh, diamond play out in right field by the Spencer Auburn, playing in relative deep right field as well. It was a ball that was right off the hands of Walker, didn't square it up all the way. That was a dangerous attempt. If he misses that ball any way, shape, or form, that could be real trouble as the first pitch to Michael Woolley misses upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball. And no strikes. A Villanova second baseman. Swing and can't come up with a fastball at the outside corner, and that's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 for his last 6 so far this season. Couple RBIs, a double, and a hit by a pitch. As the fastball catches just enough of the outside corner for a called strike 2. Now we're seeing a little bit more of a better tempo from Yashimski now that he's ahead. A ball and 2 strikes, swing and a miss in the dirt, and that will retire Woolley, as that will bring up James Mason. Second strikeout of the game for Yashimski. That'll bring up the Clarkston third baseman. Had a really good season this year, batting .321, 26 hits as the first pitch misses downstairs and low for ball 1. 5 doubles and 6 walks. As the 1-0 missing outside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Might have been something that Yashimski wanted to work on coming in, as this one's a screamer to the shortstop in Fado. He takes a long throw to first, and it is picked out by Keller, and that will retire the side. Doubledays go quietly in the top half of the inning. Our score, the Doubledays still up 3-1. Onoda? Is it Onoda? Oniata. 318, 4 home runs. Wow. Oh, we're doing that again? Oh yeah, good lord. No, I haven't. And we're picking things up here in the top half of the third inning. Doubledays have a 3-1 lead over the Elmira Pioneers. It will be Brody Bernstein, the catcher, leading things off. Now we'll be flipping right back to the top of the order right after that as Sam Huff back up there on the mound, and he delivers a first pitch slider outside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. We're looking at this lineup turning over for a second time, and it's exactly kind of what Ben Julian wanted out of his starter, as a line drive back to the screen foul, and the count goes to a ball and a strike even. Keep those lower pitch counts, see how many innings you can last. You're kind of running out of pitching here in this first week of play. Trying to keep everyone's pitch counts in order, trying to get them right back up to speed before you really start ramping up, as a good slider catches the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huff winds, kicks and deals as the 1-2 pitch is taken just off the inside corner, maybe a little low. Count evens up at 2-2. Bernstein set in the box, half natural, half red bat. Breaking ball sent right back to the screen foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Resets the batting gloves before he digs himself back in. Baseball gets back into play for Huff, takes a little bit of a rub at it, or he plays with it in his glove, and he comes back onto the rubber. Heels towing on right the middle part, legs just spread enough, about shoulder width. Glove just right over the eye so he can see the sign. Gets it from Sanghi, who comes to the windup. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball just doesn't snap back in, and now the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. First pitch at 4:05. We're already at 4:48 here this afternoon. Here's the payoff pitch on the way. Fastball, rather slider, missing outside for ball 4. So a leadoff base runner and a leadoff walk will bring up the top of the order in Matt Granito. Oh, Granado 1 for 1 in this one with a leadoff base hit back in the first inning. Later came around to score on the RBI double by Aiden Blake. Huff comes set from the third base side as the first pitch is missing downstairs for ball 1, a ball and no strikes. Taking a look over at first is Huff. Back to work as a line drive into center field. Bauman coming in as he has to play this thing on a big hop. And that will be a 2-hit evening so far for Granado. And that will bring up the center fielder in Wetsing Gingrich. So 2 base runners aboard here in the early half part of the inning. Gingrich came to a fielder's choice his first time up. Later got to second on a stolen base. Waving the gray bat back and forth in the left-hand batter's box as the first pitch missing upstairs for ball 1. Ball no strikes, and that is certainly something to take a look at, how many times hitters have started strike 1. Rather, ball 1 at this point has not been that many. Starting behind makes it a little bit harder to pitch to guys. Taking a look at second. Here's the pitch on the way, downstairs low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Huff's going to need to make a real quality pitch. Find himself back in the zone. First and second, nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. Huff comes set, delivers a ground ball up the middle. Woolley, glove flip to Gross for 1. The relay on the first, bang, bang play. And that is out at first, a double play, 4-6-3. And just like that, the Doubledays are one pitch away from getting themselves out of this one. Takes two to make things go right. And that will bring up Ray Hernandez, the third baseman. And that glove flip was absolutely necessary from Woolley as Gingrich was hustling down the first base line, and a good stretch over on the back end by Walker Jr. Huff gets a chance now from the windup as first pitch changeup missing downstairs for ball one. As he wants a brand new baseball from the home plate umpire who will oblige as, actually never mind, he calls time, so him and Bobby Stang are going to go out and have a quick little meeting just to get everything right on the same page. Keeps the baseball he's got. Takes a step off the mound. Now he's back in. Hernandez, the left-hander, back in. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way as a fastball dots the knees for a called strike one. Ball and a strike. Infield playing back. Both infielders playing on the outfield grass. Huff from the wind. Kicks and deals. Missing just upstairs for ball two with 2 balls and a strike. Nice Sunday afternoon crowd on hand. As Huff delivers the 2-1 pitch, swinging a foul ball back to us. And the count evens up at 2-2. Deuces are wild. Huff looks in as Hernandez gets himself back in the box. Waves the bat back and forth, sets it right on his left shoulder. From the wind, Huff deals. The pitch on the way, taken right on the outside corner for strike three. Pounding his chest, walking off the mound. Sam Huff leaves a runner stranded, and that will conclude matters in the top half of the inning. Our score going to the bottom half, the Doubledays 3 and the Pioneers 1. And picking things up here in the bottom half of the third inning, Doubledays 3-1 our score as Carson Gross stands back in as he takes a look at strike one, splitting the outer edge. 1 for 1 with a single back in the first inning. He later came around to score off the Bobby Stang double as the 0-1 pitch is just on the outside corner. Gross takes a look back to the home plate umpire. Call still stands. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball up the middle. Good sliding stop by Fitzo. The throw in the dirt, picked up. And a fine play on both ends by the shortstop in Fetto and the first baseman in Keller. And Just like that, there are one away for Hazel Martinez, taking a base hit away from Carson Gross. Well, Martinez walked his first time up, was cut down at second on the fielder's choice, as first pitch fastball missing inside off the inside corner. Again, we gotta mention the amount of tempo between pitches from Yastrzemski is a lot different in the first inning compared to the last two, as the 1-0 is in there for a called strike one. Quickly delivers another fastball, missing upstairs for ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike, and once again, back on the rubber right away. No time to talk. We'll pause now this time, as here's the 2-1 pitch to Martinez, as a fastball just clips the outer edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away for Martinez, hitting in the left-hand batter's box, as the pitch is a ground ball back up the middle. Once again for Fadio, long throw, this one sailing away. So cannot keep that one in front of him, goes all the way to the netting. Just like that, the Doubledays have an opportunity here on a gifted error. And that will bring up Christian Bauman, the center fielder. Came around to score on the double after a fielder's choice his first time up. Martinez, healthy lead over at first. A lot of room on that first base side of the infield. Pulling on the runner is Keller. Zelia, the second baseman, playing more double play depth. Pause for Yastrzemski. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Yastrzemski now starting to take a little more pauses with runner on base, trying to keep the timing of both the hitter and the runner at bay. As the 1-0 missing outside for ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Catcher in Bertenstein giving a look at Martinez as he tiptoes himself back to the bag. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 away. Outfield playing a lot deeper for Bauman, playing almost their backs to the warning track. The 2-0. Outside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to the Doubledays 3-hitter. Batting practice a couple of days ago, launching about 5 into the parking lot behind the right field fence. Remember, you do have to hit over those double fences out in the outfields down the line. See if Bauman gets the green light here on 3-0. Long pause. The pitch on the way as a fastball scrapes the outer edge for a called strike one. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1, still a good count for Bauman to take advantage. Infield shifted a little bit more towards the push side. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing, a line drive sent right back to us at the screen. And the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. If it gets to him, Bobby Stang awaits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Martinez, the runner at first, gets his lead. As the payoff pitch on the way, swing, a high fly ball deep down the right field line, and it will hook all the way foul. Bauman took a pretty good whack at that 3-2 pitch, just got a little under it, and just kind of took it a little bit to the right side of his body and sent it all the way into the bullpen foul. Count will still stay full. Martinez walking off the first base bag. Bauman has that bat sticking right up in the sky. The pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball chopper right through that empty first base side for a base hit. Martinez will take a round. He will stay put at second base. And here are the Doubledays here in the 3rd inning, carbon copy of the bottom of the 1st inning, as here comes Bobby Stang. Stang, his last time up, hit a ringing of a double off the Wegman sign in left center field right in front of the flag. Any wind blowing in kept that ball at bay. Any wind blowing out, and he's putting a nickel in the merry-go-round. 1st and 2nd, 1 away here for the Doubledays, as a breaking ball catches the outside corner for a called strike one. No balls and a strike. Martinez, pretty good speed over there at second. Bauman, excellent speed at first base once he gets in motion. Yastrzemski comes set. Look at Martinez. Here's the 0-1 swing, a ground ball over to shortstop. That's 0 for 1. The relay on to first in time for the double play, and that will retire the side. Well, Doubledays put pressure on, but Elmira's defense able to keep them hold. We now go to the 4th inning with our score, Auburn up 3-1. As we're picking things up here in the top half of the 4th inning, our score, Auburn leads 3-1 as Sam Huff once again back out onto the mound for the Doubledays. Starting to get to near that pitch limit, so Devin McWaters has started to take a jog out to the third base bullpen. Deep down the right, or deep down the left field line. As he's taking things back into the 4th inning, Aiden Blake steps in as Huff's first pitch is a wipeout slider that misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Blake got the scoring started with a leadoff with a 1-run double back in the top half as a ground ball off the tip of the glove of Huff. It's going to be a tough play for Woolley. He gathers on the run, and there is out number 1. Your usual 1-4-3 putout. And that will bring up Blake Fadio. Fadio 0 for 1, struck out back in the 1st inning to end things. Dirty mids rolled up to show off the red stirrups. Here's Huff's first pitch from the line coming in as a fastball just misses the inside corner for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Huff back up there, brings in the pitch on the way swing, a blooper down the left field line, parachuting in and parachuting for a base hit. Malillo up with it, sends a C to second, but in with a slide is Fadio, and a 1-out double will bring up Griffin Yastrzybski. Well, it was a ball right off the hands, parachuting into left field down the line. Malillo was able to get to it in a hurry, but regardless, a little too much speed coming from Fadio. 1 out, runner on at second here in the 4th inning. Huff now back from the stretch from the third base side. Swing and a miss, a really good changeup falling right off the barrel. Count goes to 0 balls and a strike. Some more stretching down in the bullpen for the Doubledays as Teddy Nelson has started to get loose as well. Here's the pitch as a fastball missing outside for ball 1, evens up at 1 apiece. Auburn just has a couple of more pitchers here to use up in their first week of play. Everyone on a pitch count, just trying to keep the arms healthy. Everyone staying fresh and ready to go as we get into the later parts of the season. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as a swing, a ground ball over to the right side. Woolley's up with it, sends it over to Walker Jr., and just like that, there are 2 away. Runner moves up 90 feet over to the third base, and that will bring up Spencer Aubin. Two-way here for the Pioneers here in the top half of the 4th inning. Auburn looking to keep this a 2-run lead. as Huff gets a chance to get back into the windup. Maybe into the 5th inning. That is exactly what the Doubledays will need on pitching side, as the first pitch in the dirt stopped by Stang. Ball, no strikes. Just an hour into this one, 5:05 start time on the clock after a 4:05 start of the game, as a squibber of a ground ball right to Woolley once again. He's been busy today, sends the throw over to first base, and that will retire the side. Well, Woolley works around another hit, as the Doubledays still have a 2-run lead. It is 3-1 going to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Picking things up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, Auburn still looking at a 2-run lead. It's 3-1 as Garrett Prosper takes the trip around the home plate circle as he dips himself into the left-handed batter's box. Prosper 0 for 1, a pop out back to the pitcher his first time up, as the first pitch fastball clips the outer edge for a called strike. 0-1 on Prosper. Second baseman Zilli starting to play that deep 4-hole, as the 1-0, the 0-1 is sent foul. Now we'll turn the count 0-2. Claudio is playing right up the middle for Prosper, as we're seeing a little bit of a condensed left-handed shift. Third baseman in Hernandez playing well off third base bag into the 6-hole. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up, sent foul out of play well over our heads, and the kids will start going after it, try to get themselves a souvenir to take home. No balls, 2 strikes. Prosper, hands well above the helmet on the 0-2 pitch coming in, swinging a ground ball to the first baseman right to Keller. Drops down to a knee, takes himself to the bag, and there is one away here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Well, that will bring up the right fielder in A.J. Winrich. The Georgia Southern got a hit his first time up, a laser to left field, as the first pitch slider missing off the plate away for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. In the dirt taken for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now. As we mentioned, it was a scheduled giveaway day here at Falcon Park. All fans who came in got to take home a unique looking schedule, as a 2-0 is a swing and a miss, taken for 2 balls and a strike now. Downstairs low for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Well, if you plan on coming to a game here at Falcon Park, the Doubledays will be happy to accommodate you, especially on Wednesday versus Batavia. All season ticket holders can bring a buddy, as Winrich sends a high fly ball towering into center field. Gingrich is there. He's settled under it to make the catch, and there are 2 away now. Plenty of promotional schedules, as we just mentioned. Season ticket holders bring a buddy on Wednesday the 7th. The Doubledays will be on the road on Thursday the 8th when they take on the Niagara Power in Niagara, as Christian Melillo will stand in with 2 outs as a first pitch slider missing in off the plate for ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes to him. It'll be Friday versus Jamestown. It'll be a koozie giveaway night. All fans get to take home a unique little koozie with the Auburn A. And then on Sunday, the 11th of June against Newark, it'll be Meet the Doubledays on the Field night. Rather, afternoon. It will be a Sunday. I'll bring the kids out, let them get as many autographs as they can as Melillo sends a rocket to first base. Another good stop by Keller. Takes it himself to the bag, and that will retire the side in the 4th inning. Doubledays go down 1, 2, 3 in order. We now go out to the top half of the 5th. Our score 3-1 in favor of Auburn. Well, apologies for the camera change, as well, sometimes cameras die out here at the ballpark, as that will bring up first baseman Jake Keller as he takes a look at ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Keller base hit back in his first at bat. That was back in the second, as the 1-0 is a called strike. Five hits for Elmira, 4 for the Doubledays. 1 error on the Pioneers. That was back in the 2 innings, as Mason with a good sliding stop at third fires across to Walker. And just like that, they are 1 away early on a fine defensive stop by the Doubledays hot corner. I'll bring up Christian Zeely, the second baseman. Zeely 0 for 1 in this one so far. Fly out back to Bauman in center field. As the first pitch is a line drive out, stretching the glove of Carson Gross into left field. So first base knock of the day for Zeely, puts a 1-out base runner aboard for the Pioneers, and that will bring up Brody Berenstein, the catcher. No official at bat in this one so far for the Pioneers backstop. Walked his first time up, as a swing and a miss off a good fastball running in off the plate for swinging strike 1. As more action in the Doubledays bullpen, a right-hander is starting to throw, and is Teddy Nelson. Healthy lead over at first base. Huff, long pause. Good breaking ball, snaps the inside corner for a called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes now. Picture perfect day as the weather starts to still get a little bit chillier. Still plenty of sunshine left to be had, as the 0-2 is a slider in the dirt. Good stop by Stang to keep it in front of him. A little bit of a faster game so far in this one so far. 5:15 our time on the clock here in Auburn. Pause at the belt. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball, and it just skips over the bag. Good stop by Mason. Long throw across the diamond. Walker has to come off the bag and keep that in front of him. So an infield single, back-to-back knocks for the Pioneers, and it will flip the lineup back to the top of the order for Granito. Runners at first and second here in the top half of the fifth inning. One away. Double play still in order, though. As sure Julian would love to see his right-hander get through the fifth. A good fastball backs off the batter in Granito. Instead, it's a called strike one. Doesn't sell the home plate umpire. Digs himself back into the right-handed batter's box. Huff looking in. He comes set. Takes a look at second in Zealy. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball foul at the third base coach's box, and sending Andrew Drum, the manager of the Pioneers, away. Trying to go chase that baseball down. Instead, the Doubledays will have someone from their bench collect. No balls, 2 strikes for the Pioneers left fielder. Long look in to get his sign from Stang. Huff comes set, takes a peek. Slider missing just off the inside corner as Guerrero tried to lean into it, try to make some sort of contact. Instead, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Huff would love to get that ground ball for a double play here to end the inning. Couple of looks at second. There goes the runners. Swing and a ground ball right back to Huff, and he's just going to walk it back to the first base bag as he flips over to Walker covering, and there are 2 away now. Runners advance to second and third with 2 outs in the fifth. I'll bring up Weston Gingrich, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2 in this one. A double play victim back in the third, and a fielder's choice back in the first inning as a new baseball gets delivered to the Doubledays hurler. Second and third, 2 outs. Here in the top half of the fifth inning, tying run sits at second base. Big spot in this one so far. The left-hander in Gingrich waving the gray bat right above that left ear as the first pitch fastball misses just outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Big spot in this one so far. First real opportunity to score since the first inning for the Pioneers. Here's the pitch. Slider missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now. Huff's going to need to get himself a quality pitch to get himself back into this one. Good speed on the bases. Anything in the outfield is going to be trouble. Huff takes a look in. Taking a while to come to the belt. Here comes the windup. Kicks and deals. Broken bat flying in. That ball is going to drop in for a base hit. 1 runs in to score. The second runs in to score, and there will be a interference on the fielder in Walker. And that will put a runner at second base, and this ball game is tied. And here comes Ben Julian, hat off. He wants to have a conversation with the umpires on the ruling. Huff was able to jam the left-handed hitting Gingrich. And that ball was just able to parachute in for a base hit. The barrel of the bat started flying in the way of Walker, trying to get out of the way. Ball will just fall in front of Wenrich. Nothing he can do about that. And as of right now, this game is tied at 3-3. 2 runs come across to score on one of the more bizarre plays we'll see this season so far. So an RBI single moving up on the fielder's interference will bring up Ray Hernandez, the third baseman. There goes the runner in a windup as Huff was not paying attention as a ground ball sent to Woolley. He kicks the ball, can't field it cleanly. And just like that, the Pioneers have taken the lead. How about that? 2 really bizarre plays back to back. And here comes Ben Julian waving the hat, and he does not look happy taking a walk out to the mound. as Huff was in the windup with a runner on second base. And that will send Julian to go to his bullpen. Teddy Nelson looks like he's jogging in from the left field bullpen. We will take a break here as it is now a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Pioneers. Well, that will close the book on Sam Huff. Didn't pitch too bad today. It was just a bizarre turn of events here in the top half of the fifth inning that allowed 3 runs to come in to score. And just like that, the Pioneers have taken a 4-3 lead in the top half of the fifth inning. And that will bring in Teddy Nelson, the right-hander out of Bates College, out of Marshfield, Massachusetts, as the first pitch is fouled right back to the screen for a called strike 1. Well, for Bates this year, in 8 games, 3 of those started, pitched 11 2/3 innings, was 2-2 on the year, 6.17 ERA, struck out 26, walked 13, gave up 10 runs, only 8 of those were earned, did not give up a long ball, as the 0-1 is a breaking ball behind the batter in Blake, as Stang couldn't get a healthy enough glove on it. It goes to the backstop, and just like that, a runner is in scoring position here with 2 away. Broken bat single bloops into right field. 2 runs come across to score on that. Runner's interference gives him to second base. And a bizarre error at second. A trouble in kicking. Ball tried to get a quick glove flip over to the first base bag. Runner came across to score to bring us to the score we're at now, 4-3. Nelson takes a look over at second. Here's the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, runs a fastball up above the hands, and the count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild in the fifth inning. Nelson leans in, gets his sign. He comes set at the belt. Takes a look in at second. The 2-2 on the way, swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the side. But the damage has been done by the Pioneers. We go now to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Elmira with a 4-3 lead. And we are back here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Doubledays had the lead going to the top half, lost it by giving up 3 runs as the first pitch missing down low for ball 1 to Hal Walker Jr. Got a single his first time up. It was leading off the second inning as the 1-0 is off the plate away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. It's like a right-hander is starting to get loose in the Elmira bullpen, as the 2-0 is a fastball that dots the inside corner at the knees for a called strike 1, 2-1. Walker very calm stance as he takes a whack at that one in the air out to shallow right center field. Moving over is Gingrich. He's there to make the catch, and there are 1 away here in the 5th inning. And that will bring up Michael Woolley, the second baseman. Woolley struck out his first time up. Big hole right up the middle with the shortstop in Fado playing deep in the 6 hole as first pitch is popped up foul. Keller giving a look, giving a chase off the netting. Can't put a squeeze on it. There's a first strike, 0-1. Doubledays need to get something started on offense. Had a really good start to this one back in the first inning, and other than that, Strincy has been able to keep this Doubledays order at bay. Good breaking ball, swing and a miss right off the end of the bat. No balls and 2 strikes now on Woolley. Digs himself back in. Strincy back on the mound. The pitch is a swing and a spoil ball foul. And we'll repeat at no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Doubledays down 1. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a foul, just staying alive. As Woolley able just to catch a seam and nick it foul. Here comes the 0-2 once again. Swing and a fly ball sent into shallow left field. Moving in on its Granetto. He is there, puts the squeeze on it, and there are 2 away now. And that will bring up James Mason, the third baseman. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Digs himself back in. Beautiful pine tar up on the natural bat as he's aggressive on the first pitch swing. And ground ball once again to Fado, the shortstop. Sends a strike over to first, and that will retire the Doubledays in order. They go down 1-2-3 in the 5th. We go down to the 6th inning with our score. The Doubledays trailing 4-3. Moving things right along in this one as we are in the top half of the 6th inning. Doubledays trailing the Pioneers by a score of 4-3. And it will be Blaze Fadio standing into the right-handed batter's box as Teddy Nelson comes set, and the first pitch is downstairs low for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. What was it? clean game of baseball so far for the Doubledays up until the 5th inning, and then the wheels started to shake a little. Still stable, though, as Nelson's pitch is a fastball that rings the outside corner for a called strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned it was a cooler afternoon so far in Auburn. We've been used to the upper 80s, low 90s, and if anything, it's gotten just a little bit hotter since first pitch, as it's 67 degrees now, as the 1-1 misses outside for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Nelson takes a look. Here's the 2-1, swinging a roasting line drive foul down the third base side. Count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a really good crowd on hand here for this Sunday afternoon. First Sunday game for the Doubledays this season. There'll be plenty more on the slate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here to lead off the inning as a slider gets backed up and hits right into the shoulder of Fadio. Runner on at first with nobody out, and that will bring up Griffin Yastrzemski, the extra hitter / pitcher for tonight. First hit batter of the ball game so far. Nelson back in the stretch, working from the first base side of the rubber, as the first pitch is a slicing foul down the third base side out of play. Count goes to a ball and 1 strike. Wind starting to pick up once again from the left field, blowing in. Nelson set the belt. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Good slider on the outside corner gets Yastrzemski hacking. And the count evens to go 0-2 now. Fadio out at first. Short lead starting to get into a walk. Open hole in the first base side with Woolley taking care of the second base bag for double play, and Walker holding the runner on as the 0-1 is outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nelson coming set after a long pause, taking a look at first. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swinging a foul off the end of the bat, sending the kids to go running for another baseball. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes still. Walker holding the runner on at first. Woolley playing a little more towards second base bag along with Gross, so open holes on each sides of the 5 and 4 hole. As 1-2 is a fastball missing outside. 2-2. James Mason playing well off the bag, a little bit deeper at the third base spot. Nelson leans in for a sign, gets it, comes set after a look. Here's the pitch on the way, and another foul ball spoiled back into the parking lot, and now the count will stay even at 2-2. A lot of baseballs being used up over the last few days. Batters have been very, very protective of the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Leadoff man on at first. Nelson comes set at the belt. Here's the 2-2 on the way, swing, and another foul ball, so we will keep this even at 2-2. Niagara was really protective of the ball, of the strike zone. Last night, Auburn was quite aggressive with 2 strikes as well, being very spoiler. Nelson set, takes a look in. Here's the pitch on the way, and a slider that rings the outside corner for a called 3rd strike. Yastrzemski takes the long walk to the first base dugout, and there are 1 away for Spencer Aubin. So Nelson ends the battle with a backwards K. Aubin 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. 1 to the second baseman and 1 to the shortstop, keeping everyone busy. Here's the first pitch, a good slider, just missed the outside corner. It looks pretty good. Taken for ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield playing pretty much standard depth. No one playing really too deep. No one playing too shallow, as the 1-0 is a good pitch on the inside corner. Clips the inner edge. Evens up at 1. long season of baseball to be played this summer here in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League season. There goes a runner. Swinging a line drive into left field for a base hit. And Melillo will bring the ball back in, and now there's runners at first and second with one out. Now we'll bring up Jake Keller, the first baseman. He is 1 for 2 today so far in this one. And if there's any time to get that ground ball to the shortstop, it is right now. First and second, one-run ball game. The Doubledays need to keep this one where it's at. Right-hander still loosening up in the bullpen for the Pioneers. No one up and going for the Doubledays as the first pitch, ground ball right through the left side for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home. Here's a throw by Melillo up the line. Tag applied. He is in there, out. Looked like he just swung around the tag. Strang was able to stay with it, keeping the runner from being able to swim around the glove, and there are two away from a great throw by Christian Melillo out in left field. It was looking really close, but a bang-bang play at the plate put a star on that one. There are two away now. First and second. Here's the first pitch, a fastball missing upstairs for ball one. One ball, no strikes. Throw beat him by a pretty good margin. It was a little up the line, though. Runners taking off again, throwing right back to the backstop. Everyone's rounding the bases. That's the second time runners have timed up Teddy Nelson on the bases. Second and third now, two away, and things have gotten a little more interesting here in the top half of the sixth inning. Doubledays trailing by a slim one-run margin, and Elmira is starting to show aggressiveness on the base pass. Nelson back to the mound. Here's the 2-0. Good pitch, clips the inside edge for a called strike one, a ball and the strike. Check that, make that 2 balls and a strike now. Two away. It gets past Zealy. Catcher due up next for Elmira as another good fastball clips the inner edge for a called strike two. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Nelson, big spot coming up here. Takes a look in, gets his sign from Stang. Couple of shakes and a nod. He comes sit at the belt. Runners take their leads from the stretch. And the 2-2 pitch on the way, taken just either off the plate or low for ball 3. Wow, that one was close, even though it was low. Home plate umpire confirms it, saying it was downstairs. Now we'll have a payoff at 3-2. Runners get their leads. Infield ready on the dirt. Outfield patrolling the grounds, they're ready. Ready to come up firing. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing a ground ball to Woolley. He's got it on the run, fires across, and that will retire the side. Melillo cuts down a run, and the Doubledays escape danger. We now go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Our score, the Pioneers 4 and the Doubledays 3. Oh, that closes the book on Griffin Yastrzemski. He's exiting this game right now in favor of the win, as he pitched 5 strong innings, only giving up 3 runs. They were all earned. Gave up 5 hits and was able to strike out only a couple of Auburn batters. Only had 1 free pass in this one, as handing the ball off for Michael Zordoni, UW Parkside freshman, 6'5", 225. As Carson Gross at the top of the order will stand in to lead off the Double A's. He is 1 for 2 in this one, base hit and a ground out in his first 2 appearances. As the first pitch is in the dirt, it hops in front of the catcher in Burtonstein. Ball, no strikes. Infield shifting more towards Gross's pull side. A big hole open on the deep 6 hole. Gross with pretty good speed. Anything sent that way, a little bit less contact, he might have himself an infield single, as he swings at a high pop-up into shallow right field. Moving in on it, it's Aubin. He waits there, shields his eyes from the sun, makes the catch. And there's 1 away for Hazel Martinez. Martinez 0 for 1 in this one. Walked back in the first and reached on an error to the shortstop his second time up. Here's the first pitch to him, missing outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-run game in the 6th inning, 4-3 our score, as Martinez takes a look at a called strike at the knees. Here's the pitch on the way to Martinez. A laser shot to the first baseman. Jake Keller has been very busy at first base. He steps on the bag, and just like that, there are 2 away. Now bring up Christian Bauman. Double A's need to get just something on offense clicking again. 3 runs in the first inning, and that's been it. Offense just hasn't been able to string a couple of hits together. That timely hitting also hasn't been there yet, as first pitch, look out, the bat goes flying from Bauman's hands, heading for the bat boy of Elmira. Might need a little more pine tar, maybe give him a chance to tack it up a little bit, as Bauman is going to get the pine tar from Logan Masson, the first pitch coach. Well, just like that, sometimes you let the bat fly just a little bit, even though you got the grip on it, you have tape, whatnot. Just let the let the bat fly out of your hand, especially if you have a one-hand finish like Bauman does. No balls and a strike, 2 outs for the Double A's here in the 6th inning. Down a run, 4-3. Windup, kicks and deals. A swing and a tapper foul down by the Pioneer dugout, and the count goes to a ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Double A's looking to get themselves an opportunity to get some runs back on the board. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way in the dirt, blocked up by Burtonstein. Ball and 2 strikes to Bauman. If it does get to him, Bobby Stang awaits on deck. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line drive into right field, skipping into the turf for a base hit. Second knock of the day for Bauman. He's aboard, and that will bring Bobby Stang up to the plate here with 2 outs. Just what the Double A's needed to hit something going, even if it is with 2 outs. Two away. Bauman dancing off the bag at first. Zordani delivers the first pitch, fastball running in on the hands for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Jake Hout starting to get loose out in the bullpen for the Double A's. Good lead by Bauman. There he goes. Pitch is taken downstairs low. The throw in on a hop. Tag applied. Not in time. Bauman swipes second base under the nose of Bobby Bernstein. Runner in scoring position now for the Doubledays. A base hit to the outfield. Bauman with excellent speed. He should be able to score. The Pioneers outfielders playing way, way back. Anything hit well should easily tie up this ball game. Zordani set. First pitch is 2-0, missing. Guess in off the plate for ball 3. 3-0 now. Anyone's going to get the green light. Bobby Stang would not be a bad player to do so. A lot of power at the plate. Comes set. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball. Tailing away. Twisting. Turning. Auburn can't find it. It's off the top of the wall. Bauman is in to score. Stang standing up at second base. Waves double fingers over to the first base, or rather the third base dugout. And the Doubledays have tied it up here in the 6th inning. 3-0 green light, Bobby Stang. How about that? Second double of the game. Second time bringing in a couple of runners. And it's enough to tie this one up here. 4-4 here in the 6th inning. Now we'll bring up Garrett Prosper. He's 0 for 2 in this one so far. As the first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Right off the bat from Stang, it did not look like it might have a chance, but it kept on carrying. Auburn, the right fielder, twisting, turning over his shoulder. He had to watch it bang off the upper wall out and right. 1-0 taken inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now. Prosper looking to bring the go-ahead run from second base right here. So we are just escaping the mid-innings, about to trickle into the late innings. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up, and that will go well over our heads, heading for the concession stand. Hits the top half of the overhang, covering all of us in the fans. As the sun's starting to play a factor for the folks on the right-hand side of the second base bag. Keller, Zilli, and Auburn all sporting sunglasses now, which they did not do at the beginning of this ballgame. Prosper set in the left-hand batter's box. Zordani set. The pitch on the way, upstairs and high for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Waiting patiently on deck is A.J. Winrich. 3 balls, 1 strike. Excellent count to do something here. Gets his sign, comes set, Stang. Really short lead at second. Here's the 3-1 pitch on the way, swinging a foul, slap down the third base side out of play. And the count will now go full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Prosper digs himself in, waving the bat right above his left ear. Zordani set. Payoff pitch, taking a look over at Stang. Here it comes on the way, swinging a pop fly, shallow left field. This could be trouble. Going out is Fidel. Going out also is Hernandez. He can't get it. It squeaks away. Garrett Prosper in at second with a slide. And the Doubledays take the lead 5-3 on a 2-out RBI double. Stan trots in from home. Prosper getting jammed. Another parachute shot down the third base line into the doubles triangle. Nobody around to get it. Hernandez had the best chance. It fell in fair, and now the Doubledays take the lead 5-4. So Stang and Prosper trade places as A.J. Winrich back up. He's 1 for 2 in this one with a base hit back in the first inning. Waiting for the conference to be over from the mound as Winrich takes a stride into the box. He digs himself in. Prosper, decent speed over at second, taking a look at the outfielders, seeing where they're at. Straight away center. Infield pulled just slightly to the left-hand side for the pull hitting Winrich. Pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up as Keller had no idea where it was off the bat. As this is going to be a tough play for Zilli, battling the sun. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. However, the Doubledays strike back in the 6th inning, scoring 2 on a couple of doubles. One from Bobby Stang, the other from Garrett Prospero. We now go to the 7th inning. Top half, Doubledays have a lead 5-4. Well, timely hitting comes through in the clutch for the Doubledays. In the bottom half of the 2nd inning, they have a 5-4 lead over the Elmira Pioneers. As Teddy Nelson back up on the rubber. First pitch missing inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Brody Bernstein, catcher. As the pitch to Bernstein misses in there for a called strike 1. A ball and a strike, evens up. Nelson gets his sign. He comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch and swing and a miss. Actually, a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Stang. As a ball and 2 strikes now, he's ahead in the count. Good answer by the Doubledays, right back from the bottom half of the 5th, or rather the top half of the 5th inning was rather tough as a 1-2 fastball missing in off the plate jackknifes Bernstein. Count evens up at 2. Top of the order looming for Elmira here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Good slider missing outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Matt Granado waits on deck, the left fielder. Nelson gets his sign from Stang. He comes set. 3-2 pitch coming home. Nobody out in the 7th. Here it comes. Check swing. Check swing. Does he go around? No, he doesn't. And wow, that looked more like it should have been a strike 3 regardless. But instead, it puts a lead-off base runner on that first base to make things interesting here in the late stages. Runner on at first. Nelson's going to have to work around the leadoff walk as the first pitch is a fastball missing in off the plate for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A left-hander for the Doubledays is starting to get loose in the bullpen. Nelson set. Runner takes a bluff move over at first as a fastball splits the edge for a called strike 1 on the outside. Evens up at 1. Granado, he is 2 for 3 in this one. A couple of hits and then a ground out back to the pitcher. Here's the 1-1. Good slider. That one just misses once again. That call has not been given to Auburn pitchers so far this evening. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out. Bernstein, the catcher, aboard at first base, takes a lead, starts to walk it out. Long pause. The 2-1 pitch on the way is a fastball missing downstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Michael Woolley wondering where that one missed. Shadow's starting to play a factor. Just creeping out onto the field. Just about to hit the 6 o'clock hour. Good hitters count 3-1. The pitch is a fastball. That one catches the inside corner, so looks like the strike zone is starting to maybe dance a little bit behind the plate. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good lead over there at first base, starting to walk it out. Pauses at the belt. Here comes the 3-2, swinging a bleeder into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Wenrich up with this one, rounding second, aim for third. The throw will go into Gross to cut it off, and the tying run sits 90 feet away at first. Set runners at the corners. And that will bring up Weston Gingrich. Third hit of the game for Granado. He's been seeing the ball well today. Runners on at the corners as Ben Julian calls time. He's going to take a slow walk out to the mound. Infielders all coming into play. So a lot of this more or less is to give Teddy Nelson a slight breather here. A lot has happened. He has not been getting some of the calls he believes he should be getting. He's hitting some really good spots. Low on the outside corner, maybe just below the knees. Really good pitcher's pitches, just not getting the benefit of the doubt. And now the Doubledays are having a real tight situation on defense. Runners at the corners. Still nobody out here in the top half of the 7th inning. And the meat of the order due up 2, 3, and 4. As everyone starts to head back to their positions. Bobby Stang makes his walk back behind the plate. James Mason heads back to third base. Carson Gross to second. Michael Woolley out at second, and Hal Walker Jr. on at first. Runners at the corners. Christian Zilli, or rather Brody Bernstein on at third. Matt Granell on at first. Good lead. First pitch is a fastball missing outside to the left-hander for a called ball, 1-0. It's like Jake Hout's starting to loosen up in the bullpen for the Doubledays. Long pause. Here's the pitch, fastball missing outside for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike, and now Nelson really needs to get a quality strike here. Houtz is waving the hat down in the bullpen. He's ready to go. Nelson takes a look in at first. Here's the 2-0 pitch, fastball. That one clips the knees for a... Some signs get sent over from the third base coach's box to the rest of the Pioneers offense. Nelson takes a look over at first. He comes set at the belt. Slight pause. Waits. There goes a runner. Taken for a ball outside. A dummy on a fake steal. Sends himself back to the bag. Runners will stay at the corners at 3-1. Good arm behind the plate. He's daring enough to go. Here's the 3-1 swing and a sword from the batter in. Weston Gingrich didn't quite come up with a fastball. Now it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on at the corners as time is called as Gingrich steps out, collects himself. Nelson does the same. He's back on the rubber, towing up the first base side. Takes a look over at first. He comes set. The 3-2 pitch on the way, taken upstairs for ball 4. Another close pitch, and Julian really heated. He is really frustrated with the home plate umpire's zone today, and he starts to take a walk out to the mound. And he's going to go out and get his pitcher. He's pointing to the bullpen, sending the left arm up. He wants Jake Hout, and that will do it for Teddy Nelson. Pitched well, just could not get a couple of calls, and that will conclude his night here this afternoon. We'll take a break here as the left-hander starts to jog in. We'll be right back here on the Doubleday Sports Network. Well, here we go. It is crunch time in the 7th inning. Bases are loaded. Pioneers have loaded them up. Bertenstein on at third. Granetto on at second. And Weston Gingrich on at first. As here comes Jake Houts of Mansfield University. He saw him a couple of nights in a row hitting. This time he's throwing from the left-hand side as the first pitch is a fastball down in the dirt for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. 6 games started, 3-0-5 records, 7.3 ERA, struck out 9, walked 11, gave up 19 runs. Only 10 of those, however, were earned. Gave up 4 home runs as the 1-0 misses outside for ball 2, 2-0, and now Houts is going to make a really good pitch here on 2-0 just to keep himself back in this one. Bases packed, nowhere to put anyone. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, swing and a foul tip as went right off the tip of the glove of Bobby Stang. 2 balls and a strike. If there's any time to get a routine ground ball, it is right now. Doubledays 1-run lead after scoring 2 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Houts comes set from the third base side of the rubber. Here comes the 2-1 in the dirt, blocked. 3 balls and a strike now, and it's going to be crunch time, nitty-gritty. Shadow's starting to creep a little more overhead. It hasn't yet hit the playing surface, or rather, at least in the in-play playing surface. Houts leans in, he gets his sign. He comes set, and the 3-1 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Hernandez comes up empty, and the count runs full at 3-2. Big jam here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Houts the man for the job. Takes a look in at the sign. Stang goes to the rotation. Houts gets his sign he likes. He comes set. Takes a look in. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A foul tip back into the glove of Stang. And Houts sends Hernandez packing to the dugout for the 2nd time tonight. 1 away here in the 7th inning. And that will bring up Aiden Blake. Blake has a strikeout, a double, and a 1-4-3 putout. Wind starting to really blow in from left field. Old Glory starting to show the stars and stripes as Houts takes a step off. Disengagement number 1. He comes back onto the rubber, third base side. Digging into the right-handed batter's box is Blake. Gets his sign. He comes set. And the first pitch is a fastball running upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Blake well off the first or the line of the batter's box, pretty much standing in the middle. Usually you see guys kind of crowd. He's not one of those batters. Here's the 1-0 inside, taken for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes now. Bases juiced. Doubledays outfielders playing a little more shallow. Infield wanting that ground ball needed. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swing and a line drive, base hit into right field. Wenrich up with the ball, 1 runs in to score, and the brakes get slammed on the runner in Granetto. He was drowning, and we are tied in the 7th inning. It is 5-5. And time is called as Bobby Stang goes out to talk with his pitcher. Jam shot base hit in to right field in front of Wenrich. RBI single by Aiden Blake will bring up Blaze Fadio. Base is still packed. Fadio, short stance in the box. He stands up tall. Houts takes a look in. Here's the pitch on the way in the dirt, blocked by Stang, keeping it in front of him. Anything now at this point is extra crucial for catcher to keep everything in front. Ground ball would be a beautiful thing to see here. Houts comes from a lean to come set. at the chest. Here's the 1-0 swing and a bleeder of a base hit to left field. This will give him the lead. Malillo up with the ball, and just like that, the Pioneers on 2 weak singles have found themselves in a 6-5 lead in the 7th inning. And you want to talk about a couple of bat-bit base hits, that's one of those. And we'll continue this inning. They have a 1-run lead now. The Tides continue to flip back and forth, as Yastrzemski now will have to deal with a lefty-lefty matchup. Out comes set. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Interesting game so far. Early scoring in the first inning and then a lot of goose eggs after that until the 5th. Outs comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball dots the outside corner for a called strike. Yastrzemski taking a look back at the home plate umpire. A little surprised that one was called, considering the couple of other pitches prior to that point have yet to be called for strikes. Here's the 1-1. Taken on the inside corner for a called strike 2. And you can see another frustrated look from Yastrzemski. He didn't agree with the call once again. Houts has him where he needs him. Ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Runners take their lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and a breaking ball goes right into the elbow of Yastrzemski. It brings home another run, and it is now a 2-run lead. It is 7-5 Pioneers. And that will continue the line moving. That will now bring up Spencer Auburn. Outside comes set. Takes a look in. As that one misses inside, and time is called. They're going to say it hit the hitter. And here comes Ben Julian right out of the gate. Off the shoestrings, and you're going to need to see a microscope if you want to know where that ball hit him. It was a little bit delayed as the home plate umpire decided that after the convincing walkout from Spencer Auburn, as the umpires are going to come together and have a quick chat, Bobby Stang shaking his head said it didn't look like it hit him. It didn't look like it changed direction. Bobby didn't have to move his glove. Let's take a look at what they say here as they're going to call it a hit by a pitch. Waving his arms, Julian, he's going to try to get his money's worth a little bit while heading back to the dugout, and another run comes in to score. It is now 8-5. It's been a tough inning for the Doubledays, at least pitching-wise. Had a lot of really close pitches not get called, and then you have a couple of instances like a maybe hit by a pitch. First pitch is in there for a called strike at the knees. Brings a head shake from Jake Keller. Back-to-back RBI hit by pitches for the Pioneers. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line drive, sent foul, out of play down the first base side. No balls and 2 strikes now. Well, like we mentioned, this game can do anything. Couple of bat-bip singles, weekly hit, scoring a couple of runs. A hit by a pitch or so, they say. And it's a 3-run lead in the 7th inning. 4 runs have come in. Here's the pitch from Houts as a fastball. Oh, man, you don't know really that one missed. That one looked pretty good as well. Must have missed low. Ball and 2 strikes now as a couple of home groans from the fans here after that one. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. Anything to get themselves out of this inning and get the bats rolling once again. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball taken right down Main Street for strike 3. Keller taking a walk back to the bench after a disagreement with the home plate umpire. We've seen a couple of those today. 2 away, and that will bring up the second baseman in Christian Zilli. Line out in his first at-bat. Base hit and then a ground out to the second baseman as the first pitch is fouled right back to the screen. No ball and a strike. 2 away, bases still loaded. Outs needing to get himself right back into that Doubledays bench and get themselves back to the lumber. Set at the Here's the pitch on the way on the outside corner. Clips the edge for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 8-5 our score here. 4 runs in. Outs comes set. Looks in, staying set. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, runs away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good crowd still on hand as we're at 6:15 our time at Falcon Park. Out set, looks in. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a spoiled ball spent foul. Just slapping something out of the way, trying to live to see another pitch, and he does. Pioneers had themselves a rally of an inning here in the 7th inning. Outs comes set, takes a look. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side. Damage, though, has been done by the Pioneers bats. They score 4. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Stretch time here in Auburn. It is 8-5 in favor of Elmira. And here we are back here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And the Doubledays have some work to be done as Christian Malillo will stand in to lead things off for Auburn as the first pitch missing downstairs and low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. They're going to need to come back from a 3-run deficit. Back third of this game underway as the 1-0 pitch is taken low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Malillo 0 for 2 in this one, struck out back in the first inning, and then a ground out to the second baseman to end matters in the 4th. 2-0, swinging a foul out of play down the third base side. All the kids go running. 2 balls and a strike now. Outfield playing rather deep out in left field, especially for Granado, playing all the way almost to the warning track in center. Green Lake playing pretty more straight away, maybe a shade to the right center gap, and Auburn playing straight away right field as the 2-1 missing outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. And here's the 3-1 pitch on the way is upstairs for ball 4. So a free pass on the way of Christian Malillo that will bring up Hal Walker Jr. now. And a couple of relievers in the bullpen for the Pioneers start to get loosened up and run a little bit. Walker with a base hit his first time up, and then a fly out to the center fielder his second time as the first pitch swings, sends a laser beam foul down the first base side out of play. Look out. No balls and a strike. First base side wide open with Keller holding on and Zeile shading close to that second base bag. Beto playing more towards the deep 6 hole. Here's the pitch on the way, taken downstairs low for ball 1. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just to get something started, see if you can chip away here. Get them all back if you want. Either or works for us. With a little good lead at first. Here's the pitch on the way, check swing, and it squirms foul out of play. Ball and 2 strikes now. Both teams, 1 error in this one. Been a pretty clean game of baseball, all things considered. Game number 3 of this summer. Taking a look over at first, Melillo shortens his lead, now extends. Good walking lead. The pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball back to the mound. Throw to second is high, no tag. He is safe. He is off the bag. Well, that's an error on the pitcher. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And that will bring up Michael Woolley. Well, it was a little squirm shot right back up the middle to the pitcher. Inzordani takes a step. He doesn't clear the mound completely and just sails it high, waiting for the shortstop in Fajedo. Like we mentioned, he was playing deep in the 6 hole. He had to hustle to get to the second base bag. Might be a gift for the Doubledays here as the first pitch to Woolley misses down and in for ball 1. So here we go from Auburn. Not done yet. Runners first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning, down 3. Here's the pitch on the way to Woolley. Gets by into the backstop. Everyone moves up 90 feet. And now the Doubledays have a chance to scrap a couple of runs back in this one. Here we go. Michael Woolley standing in. He's got a 2-0 count. Runners get their leads. Melillo over at third. And Hal Walker at second. Here's the pitch. The 2-0 coming. In the dirt. Gets away. There goes Melillo taking off right away. He's going to score on the wild pitch. Just like that, the Doubledays get one back. It is 8-6. Like we said, this game was not over yet after that crazy of an inning in the top half of the 7th inning. Auburn continuing to get pressure right back on. And thank you to a walk and then the error starting to come back and hurt the Pioneers. Woolley 3-0, red light most likely on. Here's the pitch on the way. Never mind, green light as he takes a good swing and sends it foul. Three balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Walker over at third. 8-6 our ball game now. The pitch inside, ball 4. Michael Woolley takes a stroll down to first base. Runners at the corners here with nobody out. And here comes Andrew Drum to take a quick stroll out to the mound to go talk with his right-hander. As there is a right-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Elmira. Tying run over at first base. 2-run game, 8-6. Woolley, good speed over there at first as well. As James Manson, check that, James Mason now hitting. He is 0 for 2 in this one, a couple of ground outs so far. Drum says what he needs to say, and he takes a walk back to the first base dugout. Shadows starting to creep in on the infield as they're just about to approach what would be dirt behind home plate. Mason digs himself in, takes a couple of dabs from the pine tar up the handle of the bat. Hands rested at the shoulder. Here's the first pitch, is a fastball downstairs low for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Mentioned Woolley does have some good speed over there at first base. You could easily see him in motion here. Coming set. Off his haunches, the pitch is a fastball that goes right across the heart of the plate for a called strike one. Bertenstein ready to throw behind the dish. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Woolley, good lead over there at first base. Walker, short lead at first, about a step away. Breaking ball missing upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. Top of this Doubledays order, looming on deck is Carson Gross. Sordani, he comes set from the belt. There goes a runner. Taken outside. The throw down to second base is a good one. Tag applied. And it is not in time. My goodness. Wow. Looks like Michael Woolley had to swim around the tag. And here comes the drum to have a little discussion with the field umpire. That throw beat him quite easily. And here comes the field umpire out to have a conversation, as Woolley, the throw did beat him, but was able to swim around the tag. So runners at second and third here with nobody out. How about this? 3-1 now, tying run in scoring position. Interesting day for everybody involved, isn't it? Second and third. Woolley gets his lead at second. Walker short lead at third. The 3-1 pitch is a fastball that gets the outer edge for a called strike 2. Full count now. Nitty-gritty time here in Auburn. 8-6 our score, bottom 7. Nobody out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a foul ball spoiled away. Mason staying alive as best as he can. Not a stranger to at-bats like this. Perfect opportunity to strike if you're a Doubledays hitter. 3-2. Nobody out. Runners out get their leads. The pitch in the dirt for ball 4, and a clap of the hands as Mason takes off the gear and he heads on down to first base. And it looks like manager Andrew Drum has seen enough. He'll wave the cap down the first base line out to the bullpen. That will do it for Michael Sordani. The Doubledays chase the reliever, and they will go to the rest of the bullpen. Doubledays threatening, bases loaded here in the 7th inning. We'll be right back with a pitching change. Well, if you're just joining us here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, strap in, get your seatbelts ready, because we have a lot to catch you up on. Started out in the first inning. Elmira took an early 1-0 lead. Then the Doubledays answered right back. A lot of goose eggs on that scoreboard up until the 5th inning. It was a 3-run 5th inning that brought Elmira back into this one. Once again, Auburn answered back in the 6th inning with a 2-run double by Bobby Stang, his second RBI double of the game. And then in the 7th inning, Elmira got the bases packed just like now, and were able to take advantage, scoring 4 runs. But now for the Doubledays, the tide has shifted. As here steps in Carson Gross to face the new pitcher. It's Kevin McGovern, freshman out of Best Hill, New York, Hermiker Community College. Carson Gross steps in. Got a base hit his first time up as he sees a first pitch slider missing outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Tying run sits at second base behind the new pitch. The 1-0 pitch on the way, taken outside for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Stares into Gross. He's theirs. Waving the bat a little bit like Ken Griffey Jr. The 1-1 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And he took a little swing like Jr. as well. Comes up empty at 1-2 now. Taking a look in is McGovern, and he comes set at the belt. Looks in. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Carson Gross. Taken outside for ball 2. Evens up the count at 2-2. Doubledays looking to end opening weekend 2-1. They got some work to do here to get that runner in from second. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball into center field. That will at least get one in. Putting a squeeze on it is Greenlick. The throw will go into third. It will go up the line as Woolley had to hold on and didn't want to risk it. Just like that, the Doubledays are now down only a single run. It's 8-7 on the sacrifice fly from Carson Gross. That's a team at bat right there, and that will bring up Hazel Martinez with only 1 away. And if there's anybody who you want up in this situation, why not Hazel Martinez? He has been hitting the ball on the screws pretty much all year long, starting in Cayuga. As a step off from McGovern, he's back on the mound. Nobody out here, or rather 1 out here in the 7th inning after the sacrifice fly. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1, 1-0. Shadows just starting to trickle in just right behind the home plate. Here's the 1-0 to Martinez. In the dirt, taken for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. One thing about Martinez, he will wait for his pitch. As aggressive as you'll see him, he is one of the more patient hitters, knowing the strike zone really well. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. Runners get their leads. Woolley at second, Mason at first. Here's the 2-0, and it's outside for ball 3, 3-0. It's a really tough spot here for McGovern. He's got one of the best hitters on the planet right now sitting on deck. Coming set. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Martinez. Well outside for ball 4. Everyone takes a walk. And here comes Christian Bauman now with a chance to explode. Bases once again loaded for Auburn's 28. Bauman, couple of hits in this one so far and scored a couple of times as well. Digs into the left-hand batter's box. McGovern comes set at the chest. Here comes the first pitch to Bauman, outside for ball 1. And 5 straight balls will require the catcher in Brody Bernstein to go out and have a conversation with his hurler. Says what they need to say, and they start heading back. bases juiced. Michael Woolley at third. James Mason at second. Hazel Martinez over at first. Good speed all around. Runners get their leads. Bauman waving that black bat back and forth into the sky. Here's the 1-0, and that inside jackknifes him. 2 balls and no strikes now, and now a golden spot here. Get your one pitch and let it drive. Mentioned Bauman's power, had a couple of home runs hit in batting practice. Not an easy ballpark to do that at. Wind staying calm right now, maybe a gentle breeze out to right field. 2 balls, no strikes. McGovern, he comes set. Takes a look in. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing, a high fly ball. Deep to right field. Going back, and it's off the base of the wall. 1 runs in to score, and Woolley. Here comes Mason. Here comes Martinez. 3-run score. And a headlong slide at 30 is safe. Christian Bauman pounding his chest. Everybody scores, and the Doubledays have taken the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. How about that? 10-8 our score, and the Doubledays extend. Christian Bauman shows off the power and then the legs. RBI triple, 3 runs, clears the bases, and that will bring the infield in for Bobby Stang. He is having himself one day as well. Couple of doubles, has scored a couple of runs himself, as the first pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Infielders beware, the ball comes off the bat hard. Off the bat of Stang, as that one's inside and that drills him on the elbow. Stang sends the bat right to the third base dugout. Runners at the corners now with 1 away. And that will bring up the designated hitter in Garrett Prosper. First and third. 10-8 our score. Doubledays lead. Looking to expand here once more. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing, a ground ball right through the right side for a base hit. Bauman coming home. He's clapping his hands. Stang into third. He is there standing. And the Doubledays add 1 more thanks to the RBI single by Garrett Prosper. First to third going Bobby Stang. Ball hit right behind him. He was off to the races. A.J. Wenrich now fixing the batting gloves before coming in to the batter's box. 1 away. 11-8 our score. Doubledays 3-run lead. Prosper aboard at first. Here's the pitch to Wenrich. Swing and a miss. He comes up empty. What an inning for the Doubledays, sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters to the plate. Number 9 here. As the pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Check swing, no swing. He's able to keep the hands back. Ball and 2 strikes now on Wenrich. 1 for 3 in this one. A base hit, ground out, and a pop out. Govern, he comes set. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Upstairs and high. Couldn't get on top of a breaking ball. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doubledays have a right-hander warming up in their bullpen, as the Pioneers have a southpaw warming up in theirs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch, is outside. Snap throw to Prosper, and he slides right off the bag. He's able to collect himself. Throw was in the dirt. Everyone retreats back to the bag, and it's 3-2 with 1 out. How about this just for a 7th inning altogether? Total of 10 runs have come across for both ball clubs. Here's the 3-2 pitch and a swing and a foul tip off the leg. Wenrich starting to shake out that left leg. Luckily, he does have the shin guard to protect himself. Still hurts, though. Does not matter about that. Three and two, one away. Prosper over at first. Bobby staying over at third. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Wench slamming the bat down before taking a walk back to the dugout. 2 away now, and that will bring up Christian Malillo. And just like that, the Doubledays have batted around. Malillo led the inning off with a walk in the pack when this thing was still an 8-5 ball game. First pitch is a off speed that catches the outside edge for a called strike one. No balls and a strike. Two outs. 3-run game. As the 0-1 pitch is a changeup down low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Malillo waving the bat back and forth, back and forth. He comes set at the shoulder. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into left center field. That ball's getting down. Bobby Stang's in the score. It takes a wicked hop over the left fielder, Ingramento. Here comes Garrett Prosper in the score. Malillo into third with a slide and a stand-up triple. Claps his hands, and the Doubledays add 2 more. It is 8-13. Second triple of the inning for the Doubledays. Everyone's getting the windmill from Ben Julian, and that will bring out Andrew Drum, back out to the mound. Taking a look around to see what he wants to do here. Does he want to keep it with the right-hander, trying to settle him in, or does he want to go to the left-hander? Warming up in the bullpen, taking a point, giving him a thumbs up, and it looks like that could be it. And that will do it here for Kevin McGovern. He comes in to try and hold the game out where it is. As that will do it for Kevin McGovern. Could not get his ball club out of the jam. The Doubledays extend once more. It is 8-13. We'll be right back with a pitching change here on the Doubledays Sports Network. Well, what an interesting 7th inning so far. 12 runs for both ball clubs have come in, 4 in the top half of the 7th and 8 in the bottom half of the 7th. Bases have been cleared off a couple of times now. as the first pitch from Zach Nelson is a foul right back to the screen for Hal Walker Jr. His second time up. He reached on an error by the pitcher, which pretty much you could say is what started this whole chaos train. Leadoff walk to Malillo, then it looked like it was going to be a routine 1-6-3 double play as a breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1-1-1. Turns out to be an 8-run seventh. Doubledays now just need to keep the Pioneers off the bats and see themselves in 2 balls and a strike now. (13-8), our score. Doubledays have a good little lead here as that one misses out for ball 3. 3-1 now, and at this point, Andrew Drum just needs somebody to get something across the plate here. Walks really did hurt this inning. Couple of walks in this one. Woolley had a walk. James Mason had a walk as this one slapped hard deep down the line, hooking away, and it falls in foul. Just foul down the left field line. Not a ton of room. That ball was smoked off the bat of Hal Walker Jr. As he takes a walk to grab the lumber back, everyone resets back on the field. Ball was hit very hard, very far down the left field line, and it just hooked at the last moment. Foul. Payoff pitch, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. As that one misses upstairs for ball 4. Hal Walker Jr. reaches for the second time this inning. And the 7th inning will continue with Michael Woolley. Woolley walked his first time up this inning. Later came around to score. He represented the tying run back in that inning. First pitch missing upstairs for ball 1. Reese also had a stolen base as well, and it looked like he was dead to rights, but must have been a swim move around the bag at second base that kept him safe, and that's another factor in this long inning as a hammer of a breaking ball clips the inside edge for a called strike. Ball and a strike evened up. Well, the shade has certainly made things a little bit cooler as another hammer of a breaking ball catches the outside corner, and here comes the runner home. Here's the throw of the play. Malillo is tagged out. Might as well be aggressive and give it a try. And here comes Ben Jillian out to have another discussion with the home plate umpire. And one of the more bizarre ways to end the inning, out of the most bizarre innings so far this season, and we're only in game 3. We'll be right back here on the Doubleday Sports Network. Auburn scoring 8 runs. We'll have a lot to count here going into the 8th inning. And picking things up here in the top half of the 8th inning. And if you're just joining us, well, where do we begin? It wasn't a high-scoring game up to this point, I'll tell you that. It was a 3-1 game after the first inning. A couple of goose eggs on the board all the way up until the 5th inning. A 3-spot in the top half. A 2-spot in the bottom half of the 6th inning. A 4-spot in the top of the 7th. And then an 8-spot in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We're at 8-13 our score, and you're just going to have to click the rewind button if you want to see it all. I believe you might have to go back almost 45 minutes to an hour when this 7th inning began. As new pitcher Devin McWaters steps in as first pitch fastball swinging and missing is Christian. Did I scratch that? It is Brody Brettenstein, the catcher. Comes up empty on the 0-1 as the fastball's fouled right back over our heads for 0-2. McWaters, not far from me out in Lake Stevens, Washington. Just up the road by a little bit. As the 0-2 is in the dirt for ball 1, 1-2. Lake Stevens High School notable alumni, Chris Pratt. Here's the 1-2 pitch as a fastball. Just missed a little bit low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everett Community College plays at Funko Field. Double high A ball for the Seattle Mariners. As pitch missing just off the inside corner. Ball now count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Charleston Southern, the current home for McWaters, as the 3-2 pitch is a check swing, right to Devin McWaters. He will take it himself and send a little flip over to Walker Jr., and there are 1 away here in the 8th inning. It's always good to see a fellow Washingtonian up on the mound, especially when they're wearing the Doubledays across their chest. 1 away here, and that will bring back the top of the order in Matt Gritto. Couple of hits, 3 hits in this one, and 1 ground out, so he has been quite busy trying to provide the offense for the Pioneers. As here comes the 1-0 from McWaters, down low for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. He'll take a walk around the rubber, collect his thoughts, couple of rubs on the jersey, and gets his sign. He comes back to the windup. Glove just above the eyes, as the 2-0 is a fastball that must have missed a little low for ball 3, 3-0 now. Oh, we've seen a lot of interesting baseball so far in this one. Remember, it's only game 3 of the summer. We have a lot more to show you, too. As the 3-0 fastball is sent right down the heart of the plate for a called strike, 3-1. The outfield really is shaded in. All the outfielders pretty much breathing down the necks of the infielders, as here's why. Pop up and going nowhere but forward is the right fielder in Wenrich. He camps himself, makes the catch, and there are quickly 2 away in the top half of the 8th inning. Two away, Weston Gingrich. He walked in the last inning. Base hit back in the 5th. Scored RBI single. 4-6-3 double play back in the 3rd. And then a fielder's choice back in the 1st. He later also stole a bag as well. First pitch swinging, comes up empty on a good off-speed pitch downstairs for swinging strike 1. Eighth inning, 2 away. Doubledays, 13-8 lead. Here's the pitch. A fastball clips the outer edge for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. McWaters, ready back on the rubber. Gets his sign from Stang. Gets what he likes, takes a nod, comes set. Here's the 3-0-2 pitch on the way. It's downstairs low for ball 1, 1-2. Got a little excited there this time. This has been a great game to watch if you love offense, which started out as a great game to watch if you like pitching and defense. Sometimes the tides change like that in the middle of a ball game, as Off the end of the bat, getting over is Mac Waters, a little ball fly. Walker Jr. beating to the bag is Mac Waters in the ball, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Pioneers. We now go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Doubledays lead it 13-8. Picking things up here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Doubledays with a 13-8 lead as Michael Woolley, the batter, last up when the Doubledays Christian Malillo tried stealing home. He was cut down at the plate trying to steal an extra run as the Villanova second baseman digs himself into the right-handed batter's box as he takes a look at Eric Birkin, the new pitcher, as comes up empty on the first hack. No balls and a strike. This is exactly what these fans wanted to see when they came back to the ballpark. Good hitting, good pitching, a lot of action as Woolley takes a big hack, just comes up empty. No balls and 2 strikes. A lot of extra base hits in this one so far. We have to count up the totals after the game. Get your pick on the over-under of what we have total. Number in the clubhouse could very well be 5 or 6 extra base hits plus. As a foul tip by Malillo. Check that, Woolley sends it foul. Digs himself back into the box as Birkin, he comes set back on the mound. Takes a look in, Woolley settles himself in. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into left field. That is going to sink down for a base hit. Michael Woolley checks in with a single here in the 8th inning to lead us off. And that will bring up James Mason. Mason walked his last time up. He came around to score back when the Doubledays batted around. Represented the go-ahead run in that inning. Shadows now creeping back in front of home plate as Mason hacks the first pitch, sending it foul. No balls and a strike. Woolley, good speed over there at first base. He already has a bag swipe today. Here's the 0-1, swinging a jam shot, parachuting in, parachuting down on a dive. Coming up empty with it is Matt Grametto. Try to come up with a superhuman catch. He just was out of the reach. And just like that, the Doubledays have back-to-back singles for the top of the order. Here comes Carson Gross. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 7th inning, and it brought home a run. A lot of happy, smiling fans here in attendance at Falcon Park. Birkin now has to work around a couple of singles now, as the first pitch to Gross is a slider in the dirt, stopped for ball 1. Well, if you would have asked us back in the first inning, more or less back in the 3rd inning, if this is how the game was going to look, I'd say, well, it's possible, but it's not looking likely, as the slider catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. It looked like we were going to have a pretty quick game. We were almost at the middle of the game by about our first hour mark, and well, here we are just about at 7 o'clock here on the dot, as fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes now to Gross. So we're hitting the 3-hour mark in just a couple of minutes. Comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive, base hit. That's in for a base hit. Getting the wave around is Woolley. He then gets the stop sign. The throw comes in on a hop from Spencer Aubin. Carson Gross, second hit of the ball game. And the bases have once again gotten packed for the Doubledays for Hazel Martinez. Well, Hazel Martinez awarded a walk his last time up, as here comes the infield in for the Pioneers. Doubledays, 13-8 lead, as the first pitch slider catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, slicing away from Grommetto. He's running into the short wall and runs out of room, as this one heads into the Doubledays bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes now to Hazel Martinez. Martinez gets himself back into the box, waving his bat back and forth, having it settle in, just reaching above the shoulder. As the 0-2 is looks like an off-speed pitch that falls off the table for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Auburn able to get this one. They will finish the opening weekend off 2-1 and a couple of days off. Get a chance to breathe, as the 1-2 missing outside for ball 2, 2-2. The 2 off days that are ahead of schedule are one of the few times the Doubledays will have multiple days off in a row. So don't fret, fans. We will have more baseball to bring you in a couple of days, as Martinez sends one foul, spoiling it down the first base side, out of play. The next time the Doubledays will have 2 days off in a row, you're going to have to go all the way to July the 17th and the 18th. As the 2-2 pitch to Hazel Martinez is a back foot slider that makes him jump, and the count runs full 3-2 with nobody out. Good speed all around for the Doubledays. Comes set, takes a look. The 3-2 is off the knee, and Hazel Martinez goes down to the ground, and he is back up on his feet, takes a walk down to first base, and the Doubledays will add another one as Michael Woolley steps on home plate. It is 8-14 now. It's a good day for Doubledays offense today. This is the second time so far this season they've scored 14 runs in a ball game. After only scratching 2 across yesterday, it's been a really nice change of scenery to get back into the 14-run column, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses the outside corner for ball 1. Coming set. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a pop fly foul out of play. Bauman only even up the count at 1-1. Plenty of baseball here for the rest of the week. Auburn will be here at home on Wednesday versus Batavia. And they will hit the road for just one day in Niagara, then be back on Friday against Jamestown. As how about another swing and a drive by Bauman, deep left center field, right center field, off the top of the wall. It bangs off the Bud Light sign. 1 run's in to score, 2 runs in to score. Bauman wants his second triple of the ball game. He's gonna get it. Bases clearing triple of back-to-back innings. Goodness me, the offense is rolling. It is now 17-8. Christian Bauman hitting a laser beam off the Bud Light sign out in right center field. Just like that, he is pouring it on. Goodness me, Christian Bauman, take a bow. Infield comes in once again as Bobby Stang steps in as the first pitch missing inside for, rather on the outside corner for a called strike. As Bobby Stang now sends a ball out to right center field, laying out and not getting it. This ball is down, and the run will score. It is 18-8, and the Doubledays walk off via 10-run rule, and just like that, this ball game is over. What an offensive performance, and what a comeback for the Doubledays to get themselves to 2-1 to finish off the weekend. And we're going to have a lot to talk about here in the coming weeks. But for now, the Doubledays take this one 18-8. It's all, as always, it is a pleasure to broadcast for you guys. Doubledays baseball will be back on the air on Wednesday versus Batavia. This one will start at 7:05. We'll be back on the air at 6:30. I'm Trevor Curl. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next time here on the Doubledays Sports Network.